I'd like to introduce our second speaker, the Auckland Regional winner. Of his own school, he's a prefect, he's a theatre sports, tennis and peer support leader, winner of Speech, Diligence and New Zealand Pride Awards, finalist in a recent international Lego design competition, has a personal best of 52 seconds for solving Rubik's Cube. If you want to get to know him, you'll have to meet him because he's not on Facebook, apparently. So, from Glendowie College Auckland, please welcome Justin Cramer-Roberts.
July 7, 1941, 0220 hours over the Netherlands. How we doing, Nav? On quarter skip, 13,000 feet. Keep her steady and we'll have her home in no time. Keep your eyes peeled, boys. Those night fighters are darn hard to see without the moon. Messerschmitt at 6 o'clock, Skip. Stay on him, Gunner. Hey, Gunner, are you okay? Oh, I'm hitting the foot, Jimmy, but I got him. Make sure he's okay, Nav. Skipper, fire on the starboard wing. How bad, Jimmy? It looks like they hit the fuel tank. Petrol leaking all over. Get on the extinguishers, everyone. Bart, get ready to bail. It's no use, Skip, and it looks like the fire's spreading. But I could climb out on the wing and smother it. Well, Jimmy, I guess we're dead if you don't. Nav, get a parachute and see if you can find some rope. I don't need a parachute, Skip. It'll create too much wind drag. No parachute, no go, Jimmy. And that's an order. Yes, Captain. Tie him on, Nav. And Godspeed, Jimmy. Our hero, Sergeant Jimmy Ward, then crawled out onto the wing, dragging a canvas cover, and smothered the fire. Losing the cover to the extreme 100-mile-per-hour wind, yet having been successful in his task, he then clambered back along the wing and, with the assistance of the navigator, back up into the plane. His incredible stunt saved the aircraft and allowed its crew to make a safe emergency landing on home territory. This was a true story. A brave act earning a Victoria Cross, a New Zealander at war. This James Allen Ward, a sergeant in the Royal New Zealand Air Force, served with 75 Squadron in the RAF during the Second World War under Bomber Command. This was the organisation in control of the Royal Air Force's bombing services. While Fighter Command remains the better known as defenders of the bombing raids by the assiduous Luftwaffe, Bomber Command was tasked with attacking Nazi industries in German cities. It achieved much success, producing 23 Victoria Cross recipients, one of which was our New Zealander, Sergeant J.A. Ward. I recently went to see the exhibit at the Auckland War Memorial Museum, where his Victoria Cross, memorabilia, and other information are currently on display. He was the recipient of 5 World War II medals: the Victoria Cross 1941, the Star, the Aircrew Europe Star, the War Medal, and the New Zealand War Service Medal. There were photographs, letters, quotes, and lots of other interesting items, all of which belonged to or related to James Allen Ward. There was a rather interesting excerpt from a letter home to his mother about his VC incident. We had a bit of a shaky-do with a fighter the other night. P.S. I was careful, Mum. It is this kind of resolve and daring that earns New Zealanders at war the not lightly given Victoria Cross, awarded for gallantry and valour in the face of the enemy. A matter of weeks after that mission, Sergeant J.A. Ward was summoned to No. 10 Downing Street to meet Prime Minister Winston Churchill. The Kiwi Airman was overawed to meet the great wartime leader. Churchill apparently said to him, "You must feel very humble and awkward in my presence." He then continued, "So you can imagine how humble and awkward I feel in yours." Our Kiwi hero died in September 1941, only 10 weeks after his breathtaking act of heroism, and only 1 week before he was due at Buckingham Palace to be awarded his VC. On that last mission, the bomber he was skippering was consumed by fire after being hit by flak over enemy territory, with no opportunity for a heroic act this time. He was buried in a Commonwealth war grave near Hamburg in Germany, and his Victoria Cross was presented in New Zealand to his brother the following year by the Governor-General. The exceptional contribution made by all Bomber Command personnel was never officially recognised by the British government. In fact, they are the only group of World War II veterans not to have been publicly acknowledged since the war ended. However, the RAF Bomber Command Association has very recently been granted planning permission for a monument in memory of all Bomber Command volunteers who gave their lives to defend Europe from the Nazis. All 55,573 of them. New Zealanders made up 2,157 of those lost, and one of that number was our Jimmy Ward. The memorial is planned for London's Green Park as a reminder of the lives lost. The average age of the Bomber Command servicemen was just 22 years. And these volunteers were from Britain, Allied and Commonwealth countries around the world. The architect, Liam O'Connor, is creating a bronze sculpture to depict 7 aircrew that will be lit to show the profiles of the figures against the sky both day and night. Parts of the memorial will be made from sections of melted down aluminium from a Halifax bomber shot down in May 1944 over Belgium. The Bomber Command Association has set up a fundraising website for the new memorial, and a time capsule will be placed beneath the monument. In it will be the name, rank, and number of all 125,000 aircrew, as well as personal messages or memorabilia which can be submitted for £20 on the website. To honour the New Zealanders at war who are part of Bomber Command, I have registered and sent my speech to the BCA in London. It is hoped that the completed memorial will be unveiled towards the end of 2011. Perhaps it would be significant for that date to be the 11th of the 11th in 2011. Armistice Day, Remembrance Day. Many people have described the current state of our second largest city, Christchurch, as a war zone, as if blitzed by bombs. Indeed, our Navy, Army, and Air Force have all been deployed in relief effort at this time of our first ever national state of emergency. Sumner RSA, presumably much like the halls we all competed in for our regional finals, has been devastated. Our nation's census has been cancelled, a rare event having last occurred in 1941, the year of Sergeant Wood's heroism in World War II. As Anzac Day approaches for 2011, the Remembrance Day for our country and its families, again we thank our armed forces for their courage and sacrifice, whether currently or previously serving in New Zealand or overseas, returned or lost, or bestowed with special honours. Striving to victoriously serve their country requires the kia kaha, the forever strong attitude towards each other and the mission that is demonstrated so inspiringly by these New Zealanders at war. We will remember them.